I've got a hedge to do today, and it's a bit narrow. I've got this walled garden that you can see behind me now, and what they've done is they've put this leylandii all the way around. There's probably somewhere in the region of about 70 meters of it all the way around, but you've literally got, well, you can see my arm go across. So you've probably got somewhere in the region of about 2.5 to 3 foot. Gets a lot narrower down the bottom end there. We'll just walk all the way around here. So we've got both sides of this to do on the top. It's probably only about just over 2 meters high all the way around. So it's not too high. And then we've got the walled garden in there. I think he did it initially, put the leylandii up just to detract from this wall, this breeze block wall. But yeah, it's not too bad. I have cut this before. I think I cut it last year, actually. I've cut it once before. I normally just do the inside with the normal sized hedge trimmer, and then I'll do the top with the longer hedge trimmer. But I don't normally take that long. The good thing about it though as well is he wants all the clippings just to go on the floor down here as well. So, bit of a bonus. There's nothing any tidying up to do, apart from on the outside. We'll just get it all off the grass and just throw it back on the inside. Bit of a weed suppressor. So yeah, so we'll just set up the camera. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get out of the way. Set up the camera and we'll crack on with that. See you in a bit. done the inside. That's all complete now. I'll flip you around in a second. We can have a look at it. I'm going to start on the outside now, and it's just getting a bit warm. So I've just been in, and the sun's out on the outside. No sun on the inside. So I've just been and put some cream on, sun cream, just to protect the old legs. But yeah, we'll flip you around on the inside now. So, I mean, that's this is on the back end of it now, and that's the other side. We'll quickly walk through. Doesn't produce that much more room inside here, and then all the way down that side. And it doesn't actually take too long to do this, to be honest. On the inside, it's the second time I've cut this hedge, and when I first came out here to cut it, it was bowed right out along the top and dead thin on the bottom. So, I mean, you can still see now it's got a bit of an angle on it, whereas it should be leaning in that way. There's not really a lot you can do about that now because it's too late. I don't want to take too much off, otherwise it won't grow back either. So you just do what you can. It's still fairly young, I think, as well. It doesn't seem that old, but there's a lot of there's a hell of a lot of bits on this, on the hedge where the wood's sticking out like this, you see, and it's causing these large lumps and everything, which is difficult to get them to look right. But it is on the inside. I mean, there's more here. It is on the, and there's like big gaps as well. Hey, look in the inside of that one. Big gaps on the inside. Anyway, we'll crack on with the outside, and I'll show you it all when I've done. Again, probably about 60 odd, 70 meters all the way around. It's just getting part of the sun, the part of the ground where it's not going to be affected by the sun. So this is it. And then all the way down there. And then round the other side as well. Yeah, total of about 60. I think it's like 20 meters each side. There's only 3 sides to it. So 20 down there, 20 across there, 20 down by them walnut trees. And down by the walnut trees, we've got quite a few hydrangeas and stuff. So it's just that little bit more difficult to get in. Yeah, here we go, look. There's the other side, just down there. Yeah, it's a bit more difficult to get on the top. It doesn't get a lot of sun down there either, but this side normally looks nice when it's finished. Anyway, we'll crack on with that. Just before I do the finish off blow, to blow down everything underneath, I just go around and take off any little bits that are sticking out, especially when you use the blower on a hedge. You tend to get the little bits that are sticking out, so I go around with these. I love the sound of these. Listen. Okatsuna, Japanese Stihl. Fantastic bit of kit this, worth every penny. Expensive, worth every penny. Let's go and do it. All complete. All cut off, everything blown in, blown on the underside. It's a bit awkward to get round, so I'll have to do stuff from a distance probably. So here we go. This is the one side down there, and then the other side here. Bit of an awkward archway up the top there. That's all nicely done now. And then the hydrangea side, which was bloody awkward. Doesn't really grow much on this side. It's a lot of gaps. If you can see the gaps, loads of gaps on this side. This will be north facing, doesn't get any sun, and it's quite awkward to grow. So it's always a bit of a mess around this side. So all I do is I just literally take off the wispy bits back into it, and I don't bother taking any more off that. Whereas on these particular sides, I can get into the hedge and take a bit more off because it's more sort of matted together. Here, that's that job done. Bit of an arse pain, especially in the middle. You know, let's go and have a look inside. There's not much room to move around inside there at all. So it sort of takes a bit of time when you're inside. Really does take the time to get in. I have done this, like I said, I've cut this once before. but it was with my long-handled one, and it was a bit awkward to get around, so that's why I used the shorter one this time. But I mean, say shorter one, it's got 750mm blade on it, so it actually does cut more per swing. So it's probably that little bit better. Now, it's the second time I've cut this hedge. When it was on top, there was a bit of a slope to it. You know, I mean, if you're up there on a ladder cutting it yourself, you don't really know what you're doing. You end up with a bit of a slope, or you end up with a bump in it as well. So I've virtually got that. I've virtually got that out now. I took quite a lot of it out last year. With Leyland eye, you can take the top down as much as you want, and as long as you've got green on each side, it will grow back up on the top. So don't worry too much about taking it off the top. It's just when you come to take it off the sides where the problems occur. So yeah, it was sort of going like that at one time, where they've come in over the top and swing and not sort of rested the machine on top and then cut level. So I got the majority of it out last year, and I've virtually got it flat this year. There was just a little bit when you come off the outside edge. So I've left that to grow again a little bit more, and hopefully next year, when I come to cut it again, I might be able to cut it all completely straight on top. Yeah, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one. It's not as hot today, but it's getting there. I think it was up to about 23 today, so bit of an early knock-off again for me today. That's me now for the weekend. It's Thursday. In fact, you can't see the sun's in the way there. It's Thursday, and I ain't working tomorrow. I'll walk backwards. I ain't going to work tomorrow. So early knock-off for me for the weekend, so I'll catch you next week. See you in a bit.